Chateauneuf Du Pape, by far the most recognisable name in the Rhone Valley and possibly even more famous than the whole Cote du Rhone appellation. The story of Chateauneuf Du Pape dates back to the 14th century AD, when in 1309 the southern Rhone suddenly became central to the Catholic Church when the Pope moved his court from Rome to Avignon. I hear about the relationship between the Catholic Church and Chateauneuf Du Pape. Where does this originate from?
In the 13th century, you have the Pope in Avignon, and during this time they decide to produce wine, and they plant some vineyard in Chateauneuf Du Pape in this very special soil with a lot of stone. The Pope was the first to plant the vine in Chateauneuf.
It was the Pope that followed him, Pope John XXII, that constructed his new summer papal palace not far from Avignon. This castle, which today sits as a ruin, was titled as Chateauneuf Du Pape, translated literally as the new house of the Pope. Fortunately, the popes that followed were also partial to great wine, and Chateauneuf Du Pape became etched in history due to its ability to produce wines of exceptional quality. The appellation of Chateauneuf Du Pape is the oldest in all of France, and its regulations predate all others. It is also one of just 9 communes in the Cote du Rhone that holds the top classification of cru. Famously, there are 13 grape varieties permitted to produce Chateauneuf Du Pape wines, with additional clones of 5 of these grape varieties also allowed. Producers are able to use as many or as few of these grape varieties as they want in their blends. That means that a wine labelled as Chateauneuf Du Pape could be made from just one grape variety or all 13. The soils of this appellation are largely made up of sand, gravel and clay, with large, smooth quartzite rocks known as pudding stones being famous in the region. What can you tell me about the unique pudding stones of Cote du Rhone?
So they are the most iconic terroir of Chateauneuf Du Pape. They work like an insulate layer, storing the heat during the day and creating a very hot and dry atmosphere around the canopy, bringing a very early ripening and at the same time keeping the moisture on the ground. And they are really part of what people expect from Chateauneuf Du Pape.
With over 3,000 hectares of vineyards across the whole of Chateauneuf Du Pape, wine can vary massively, with huge differences in soil type and quality from vineyard to vineyard. Today, most Chateauneuf Du Pape wines have the well-known papal crest embossed on them as homage to the region's heritage. Why do bottles from Chateauneuf Du Pape have this emblem embossed on them?
It's a sign of quality. You have to be a Chateauneuf Du Pape producer to use these bottles. So what you find on the bottle is that the key of the city and the hat of the Pope is really linked to the history of the wine industry of Chateauneuf Du Pape.
The production of incredibly high quality wines, coupled with the heritage and story of the appellation, has helped Chateauneuf Du Pape become etched in history.